No, and your eyes and your ears are not deceiving you. A special start time tonight. Since Monday Night Raw is overseas, it is in the books, and many of you watched it live today on Netflix from 3 to 5:30 or so Eastern Time. So, welcome in, everybody. This is The Last Word. We're here every single Monday. However, because of our bandwidth and because of how many shows we are doing, next Monday will be the last word for a while, as we will have a Monday Night Football show in place of it. So there's only so many hours in the day. So starting September 7th, 5, 6, 7, 8th, we'll have a Monday Night Football show on our coaching company. So this will be this week, and next week will be the last words until after the football season. All right, you guys know I never do this show by myself. And today, let's bring in the other stars of the show over 32 years inside of the WWE. There's only one. He's also on Coach and Company every single Wednesday. Please, let's introduce Big Tommy C. Tommy, what's good, man?
What's happening, Coach? Oh, my God, look at you. You're not freezing. You must be home.
I am home in the friendly confines.
I know you are. You look great, man.
Oh, my God,
Not
it's so nice to be
freezing.
back home.
You have good Wi-Fi.
And did you guys see what's on below us here?
Yeah.
What is that? What is that? Well, I can tell you, we've got a brand new presenting sponsor as BTT Studios Afterburn in theaters on September 19th, starring one Dave Bautista, one Samuel L. Jackson. So we welcome them for our presenting sponsor across the entire brand. And you see that little face there, Gaby? Bautista?
Yeah. You didn't intro me, so I don't know if I'm allowed to talk.
Well, that was your intro because I didn't know the Afterburn was going to come up at that point. So I had to put that over. Then I was coming over to you. So then you could talk about the fact that we have a movie that we have to put over in the next 3 weeks.
Batista was voted the #1 wrestler turned actor.
I know, by Hollywood Reporter. Kind of an upset. And I would love to know.
I actually think it's accurate.
I agree with you. I agree. If you look at his body of work, especially the last 4 or 5 years, and the movies that he's made, he's really become a serious actor. Not that The Rock isn't, but The Rock really hit it big when he got into the franchises. Batista has made movies inside and outside of the franchises. I believe, wasn't that Gaby Hollywood Reporter that had that list? It was, I think it was Batista, Rock, Cena, I think were the top 3.
I know. Yeah. I'm actually going to pull it up. Can I pull it up? I don't think producer man's not here tonight, so
no, he had a meeting. We're trusting Dirt Sheet Dan to run the board tonight.
That's why I'm going to look it up.
Hey, Tommy, I think the other 2 in the top 5 was Kevin Nash and the 5th one. Who was the 5th?
Number 4 was Roddy Piper.
Yes.
Number 5 was Edge. Adam Copeland was 5.
Oh, Edge was 5. I always forget about the series that he's in on Sci-Fi, or what's the one he's in?
Yes.
Vikings or something?
Yeah.
Vikings. That's right. He got a legit starring role in that show.
Yes, he does.
Very good.
Is this still on the air?
Paul White, number 8. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't watch it. I don't like Viking shows. It's not my thing.
I don't either. I never watched 1 second of it. Not 1 single minute of it.
You want me to run through the list?
Yeah, give it to me. Yeah, give us a list.
1 is Batista, 2 is The Rock, 3 is Cena, 4 is Roddy Piper, 5 is Adam Copeland, 6 is Kevin Nash, 7 is Hogan, 8 is Paul White, 9 Jesse Ventura, and 10 is Andre the Giant.
Wow. That's a very comprehensive list. Some people are still alive, some people are not alive. So it's posthumously, if that's the right word. I had forgotten about Nash, but he's had some bit parts that are very memorable. You remember when he took the not the testosterone pill, but the estrogen?
Yes.
In The Longest Yard, that was hilarious. That was a great character. Yep. Andre the Giant was in Princess Bride.
One of the best movies of all time.
Princess Bride?
One of my favorite movies ever.
Do you know that he was drinking, what was it, Tommy? A case of beer a day?
A day, yeah.
A day. Can you imagine a case of beer a day just to function?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. That's like you, Gaby. Like an 1/8 of vodka.
No, I don't do vodka. It makes me angry. I do tequila because it makes me happy.
So tequila makes you I hate the taste of it. So you're happy tequila, bad vodka.
Vodka used to make me so mean and angry, and tequila just makes me happy to be alive. You got to be a happy drunk. If you're not, what are you doing?
You like Terramana?
It's not my favorite, but if it's there, I'll drink it. I'm a big Casamigos girl.
What's the presenting sponsor for Cody's podcast?
It's vodka, isn't it? Wheatley, right?
Wheatley vodka. That's
Yeah.
right. Is that so? But you don't like vodka.
No, I
You
don't
like
like it.
tequila.
I never had it.
Wow.
I heard good things.
Tommy, how do you think Cody would feel if he knew that she did not support his presenting sponsor?
I think he'd be a little pissed off.
I think he'd be a little pissed off
Fake
too.
it, Gabby. You can fake it, right?
I fake most things, Tommy. Anyway, I'm still waiting for my intro. It was a beautiful intro for Tommy.
All right, ladies
hey,
and
Gabby,
gentlemen.
see Batista in the corner of the thing, and I'm like, hello, excited to be here. Can't wait to talk about Raw.
Oh, wait, she's here.
All right, she's our resident superstar. You can see her all over Gaby AF, her podcast. Who's your latest guest on your podcast?
So
I've not seen
guest-wise, you. I've been doing just content of like breaking down stuff, but you're my latest guest that I've had.
You've been doing content that you break stuff down?
I just talk about the stuff that I like or didn't like from the week. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Interesting that I do clips like that now. I wonder.
I wonder whose idea that was.
I don't know.
I don't know, but
my manager.
Yeah.
Also, I do think now that the last word is going on a bit of a break for football.
Yep.
I don't know. I think you might need me to grace coaching company in some way because you have no girls. You don't have any female perspective on really anything.
Tommy,
I don't know.
Tommy, you want to jump in on this?
I would welcome it.
Thank you, Tommy.
I would love it.
Do you think she should be there on Rant Wednesday? On F Day Rant Wednesday?
She's made for it.
I think she is. But the problem is she'd embarrass the rest of the guys. There's no question.
Whose problem is that? That's not my problem.
No, I agree. What is that?
This guy's excited. It's Gio. It's my guy. By the way,
Gio's your guy?
Yeah, he always jumps on. He's like my favorite super sticker guy. He does super stickers only for us.
Last week he was.
Last week, Coach, over $50 in super stickers. Me and Tommy together.
Really?
Yep.
Well done. Oh, geez. Sorry, I'm just.
He's looking at naked pictures of himself.
No, what? I'm looking at my Instagram.
So naked pictures in your DMs, Coach.
No, do not even put it out there. That's what I have. No,
those girls, they want boyfriend in a box.
Well, everybody wants boyfriend in a box, but that was, you know what? My sister just moved into my parents' home. It's a long story. Okay. My sister's like the greatest human being that God ever created. Aww. And her husband was a lieutenant colonel in the Army. So they had 3 kids. 2 were born in Germany. 1 was born in South Korea when they were spacing around the world. Yeah. So my mother did not want to sell their house after 30 years of owning it. So my sister and her whole family moved from Seattle to Kansas to move into my parents' home because he has some time out. He gets paid because he just retired like 20. So they went through the whole basement, and she found pictures of me from high school, from college. I almost wanted to bring him on the show just to prove that I was a stud in basketball, just to shut Gabby up, Tommy. But I was like, I don't need to prove myself to anybody.
Yeah, you do.
I love it.
You lost the poll. Everyone said they bet on me, and you're like, I don't have anything to prove. You do, actually.
I lost the poll.
Yeah.
Gabby found it. What?
I'm undefeated on the poll. Undefeated.
Wow.
Truer words have never been spoken.
Oh, man.
Oh, all right. We have literally wasted 10 minutes. That's fantastic. All right, Dirt Sheet. So I Despise, by the way, our brand new show brought to you by Afterburn in theaters September 19th. Thank you to the guys over at the movie very, very much. So guys, I'm not a big fan. I'm just going to put it out there of Raws that are filmed overseas because we're so programmed to watch it live from 7 to 9:30 that when it comes on live at 3, you got to do it. In the old days when me and Tommy were there, it was they would still try to run it tape delay because social media didn't exist. But now that you've got streaming and social media, they would be dumb to roll at 7 and 9:30 because everybody will look at their phones and go, oh, kind of like I did today with Bleacher Report. Oh, okay, Roman Reigns started the show. We got Braun Break. That's all you would have had to do. You don't have to watch the show.
Right.
Gabby, do you like Raws that are taped, or do they have to be live to you?
I mean, I don't mind that it's taped because for me, I get to watch it at 3 o'clock as opposed to late at night. So it's kind of cool to be in the middle of the day. I kind of like enjoy watching wrestling while it's light out and while I can do things and not have to be like, oh, I know I have to watch it later. What am I going to expect? And I get to kind of look into more of what happens. And then you have some time afterwards instead of just heading to bed. So it's hard to say because I do think the crowds are also so good there. I actually really enjoy them. So I think it doesn't make a difference in that sense, but everything live is better for sure. I just selfishly am like, oh, it's earlier. I like that. And like next week's at 2 p.m. I'm excited that it's at 2 p.m. because like you can kind of map out your day better as opposed to knowing you have to watch something at 8 o'clock at night.
Trust to believe. If it was every week at this time, I'd love it. Obviously, that can't happen. But Tommy, we also saw not just Raw, but SmackDown last Friday was taped in, wasn't it Dublin, Ireland?
Yes.
And something happened. And I'm still trying to figure out how it happened. And if either one of you can enlighten me here, they had the ending of the show, which was Cena and Logan Paul after they had their in-ring promo, which Cena, I thought Cena the last 2 weeks have been the best Cena we've seen in many, many, many years.
Yeah.
But Tommy, out came Logan Paul with a punch that missed Cena by that much. Somehow that's what aired, but then they had to go back and reshoot it. And then what lives forever is the reshot one where he comes from the front and it looks much different. Tommy, how in the world did that first one get out?
I'm still trying to figure that out. I don't know how, but back in the day, if that happened, we would reshoot that segment. They would re-edit the show with that new segment in there. And that other thing you would never saw had been buried and gone on the floor, gone. But how this got out, I have no idea, Coach. I'm still trying to figure that out, how the fake one aired and then we saw the real one.
You know who knows? You know who knows?
Who?
I bet you Dirt Sheet Dan knows.
Ooh.
Oh, get on.
Hey, Dirt Sheet, let me see your face.
What's up, Coach?
What up, big dog? Now, what happened with this punch heard and seen around the world then never seen again? Explain that to us.
So I guess they redid it after Logan's first punch barely connected, so they went back and cleaned it up to make it more look crisp.
Right. So how did it air though? Did it air live somewhere in the world?
Yes. It aired on Netflix internationally.
Okay. That makes sense.
And then when the version that they sent to USA Network to play at 8 o'clock p.m. on tape delay,
there you go.
They cleaned it up.
There you go.
That's why you have your job. Okay. So I had forgotten about SmackDown's on Netflix internationally,
That's right.
Just the
United States. Too.
So that was live. So it's always live on Netflix, correct, Dan?
Yep. Everything is on Netflix. Everything internationally. So they have all their pay-per-views. It's basically everything is on one spot.
So do you know if you wanted to watch it now, would that be in there, or WWE sent them the fixed version?
I'm not totally sure. I can go back and check.
No, don't wait. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time.
For next week, I'll let you know.
God, Dirt Sheet. That's my guy right there. Thank you, Dan. You're the man. I always like to do this because it's fun to think about what would Vince do, McMahon, what do you think Vince, Tommy, would have done if that aired anywhere? What would Vince's reaction have been?
Oh, he would have went ballistic, Coach. He would have completely bonkers. I remember a time when I was working in the studio and back in the time when it was Edge and what's her name, Lita having their thing, and it was really getting down and dirty. And there was a little slippage there. I was there working. I edited it and sent it out to all the countries. I called Kevin. Kevin called me. Can you do it? We fixed it. Vince called me personally and thanked me for getting it out to countries that were supposed to get it and air it a day later.
So there was a slippage as far as
I think a little nipple or something happened. I remember.
Okay.
I had no editor there. I was just working with, I think it was Chuck Rose in Master Control. You know what we did? We put a frame of black up and came back up again. Kevin didn't care how we did it. Vince didn't care. He didn't want to see it at all.
Wow.
That's
So
how
the
he
so
was.
the nip slip was out.
Yes.
He was out. All right. Speaking of Vince McMahon, another big story that came out over the weekend, Gabby, and I was shocked not to see you in the video, to be honest with you. So Vince has an 80th birthday party at Gothic Hall in New York City. And I see all the list of people. Tommy, I swear, I was like going down the list. Where's Gabby? Where's Gabby? Where's Gabby? Okay, no Gabby. No Gabby. However, I was a little shocked. I'm going to be honest with you. I was a little bit shocked at some of the names that very openly walked out the front door. All the paparazzi are on the street just shooting everybody. So, Gabby, I'm going to throw out some names at you. And these are the ones that shocked me, because I don't know what the status is with the relationships between people who are associated with Vince and people that are still with the company. So Bruce Pritchard is a guy that is a Vince disciple. He looks at Vince as a father figure. He was there. The Undertaker's wife, Michelle McCool, is there. JBL, who just called the AAA show, he was there. Cena, but Cena's on his way out. There's not much they can do to him. But of all these names, Gabby, are you shocked that they didn't have a back door to go out of, or they weren't trying to hide a little bit more?
I mean, honestly, it almost makes it like you're more ashamed of going if you do it that way. If you're going to go and you're still friends with this person and you still have the choice of keeping them in your life, like just own it and walk in the front door and leave. If you truly believe deep down, like it's fine for you to be there and you have nothing to hide. Like it almost makes me less angry that it happened that way. Cause then I'm just like, okay, cool. Like I see you. It's because what if someone caught them sneaking out the back? That looks way worse. Like they're in like, and it's more offensive to Vince, I would think too. If that's your friend, if that's my friend, I'm not being like, yeah, I'm your friend, but I'm gonna let nobody know I still talk to you. Like that's screwed up. And he would probably be like, get out. Okay, cool. Then don't be here. So I guarantee you, and I don't know Vince, obviously that's why I wasn't invited. That's why the party wasn't good, because I wasn't there. But like maybe he said to everybody, no, go through the front door. Like I want to see who's loyal to me or not to not care enough to go through the front door. Who knows?
We don't know. So Tommy, you worked for Vince for 32 years. If he would have, and maybe he did, if he would have invited you to the birthday party, or if you just, let me ask you this way. If you would have just showed up, and there's a list with Gothic Hall, Kid Rock, AC/DC played, do you think they would have let you in, Tommy?
Absolutely. I think Vince would do that. Yeah, I know Vince very well. I treated him great. Man, I did anything for that guy, boy. It was just unbelievable. And you know what, Coach? I don't think he cares. He don't care who sees him, who shoots him, who does what. Bruce don't care. JBL don't care. None of those guys you saw come out could give two craps. They love it being on TMZ. I got to tell you that. Bruce is, his ego's a little large there. Great guy. I love Bruce. I knew when he started with the company when he was 23 years old back in 1989, 90, somewhere around there when Vince bought Houston Wrestling and Bruce came with it. He was 23 years old, guys. He was running TV production back then, along with Kevin Dunn. That's how long I know Bruce, man. Great guy. But I don't think they care, Coach. And if you showed up, I guarantee you he would let you in. That's what kind of relationship you had with Vince. If you knocked on that door and the guy says, hey, you can't come, let Vince Jonathan Coachman here. I guarantee you he's such a good guy. He would say, yeah, let him in.
I agree with you. But I'm like you. I never told him no other than one time, and we all know that story. He had me beaten up by The Undertaker and Batista, who, by the way, is now presenting sponsor of our show. It's funny how that works. But I think he would have let us in as well.
Yep.
And it's such a fascinating thing. And the difference between Bruce, JBL, and Vince is that Vince doesn't need the job. Vince is worth $5-6 billion. Bruce still needs to work there. JBL still needs to work there. And so I guess who wasn't there now that it just hit me? Shane McMahon was there.
Yes.
Triple H and Stephanie, not there. So if you don't think for a second that what we talk about here at this brand isn't fact, just look at that. Your dad's 80th birthday, guys.
Yeah.
And how many more are you going to, after you get that 8 in front of your name, you may not have very many more.
No.
And I do believe also that Vince doesn't give a shit. I think he's like looked at it and said, I'm 80. I'm worth $6 billion. There can't be anything worse, guys, than being worth tons and tons of money. You built the company, and then when you get the biggest deals, he would love to be on ESPN, love to be on Netflix, chest out. I did this. I got these billions, but alas, no, he can't. So I ask you, Gaby, how frustrated is Vince right now that he's 80 yesterday, that he can't enjoy in all this financial frivolity?
I mean, I'm sure he's frustrated because he feels like it's all still happening because of him at the end of the day, honestly, anyway. I think he's like, I'm the reason this is all happening. I'm the reason you all have your jobs. I'm the reason there's success, because I don't know him, but like, that's my mindset of how he think he would be. But also, I truly think he thinks he's not done yet with the WWE. Like, I do think he is the type of guy sitting there being like, I'm getting the call soon. I'm going to be shown back up, and no one's going to have boo to say about it. They're not going to give a shit when I show back up and I walk into that ring and I say I'm back, because that's the kind of person I perceive him as. That I also think he's never dying. Like, you say 80 is a lot. Like, I feel like Vince is just.
We used to have a joke. We used to have a joke that he was going to die on the road, that he would die at a show.
I don't think he knows anything else, honestly. And that's why I think he is so unbothered, like you say, he doesn't care, because he's like, I'll be back. And then I'm going to laugh at everybody else who thinks they're never going to see me again.
Tommy, why do you think that Gaby is correct, that Vince in his heart of hearts is sitting on the $5 billion, and we know he started a company, he's got special names for everything, but Tommy, we know him so well, and he's got to be bored out of his skull to sit at home and not be able to creatively help the show, especially when he sees all the negative, oh, the show sucked tonight, or the storyline stinks with Roman, whatever it is, and he goes, wait a second, I was responsible for the Attitude Era, for the Ruthless. Yep. I can fix this, but yet he can't. But do you think Taker, Cena, any of the guys still involved with the show are calling him to get some creative juices flowing?
Absolutely. I think Taker and Cena talk to Vince all the time. I think Bruce still talks to Vince all the time. And let's face it, Vince has an ego, right? None of those guys would be there, Coach. None of the Nick Khans or the Ari Emanuels or anything like that would be there in this company if it wasn't for Vincent K. McMahon, who built that company, made it $1 billion company, sold the company, made over $4 billion. You don't think he's honked off about that? The way the product is today, the man has pride. To see that his daughter and his son-in-law don't even disown him, don't even talk to him anymore. The man who created millions of dollars for all these people, and you crap on him, and now his suit's going on, and it's just a civil suit. So what's he going to do? Give money out? Big deal. I got over $4 billion. I'll give you a couple of million and go away. And he's going to come back better than ever. But I don't ever see him coming back in WWE because of Ari Emanuel, Shapiro, and Nick Khan.
Yeah, it's going to be fascinating to see what happens, but I agree. I mean, Brock Lesnar's one thing, and now we know when the next time is that we're going to see Brock, at least as far as wrestling's concerned, and that's going to be WrestlePalooza in Indiana in September, as, guys, the ESPN deal is now moved up from WrestleMania in April. I don't know what happened, but now it's going to start next month. Peacock, oh, by the way, September 14th, if you have it, is going to be raised to $10.99. And Saturday night's main event will now move from NBC, where? To Peacock. So if you want to see John Cena's last match, guess what you're going to have to do? You're going to pay for September, October, November, December. So they're going to make, let's say it's $40 million. I think it's $40 to $50 million have Peacock. $3. They're going to make an extra $500 to $600 million by this one move. They're all trying to play checkers instead of chess and make it simple. See what I did there? Yep. But Gaby, do you like the fact that Peacock has moved this all the way up? And now as they're moving the chess pieces around, it looks like TNA could be in line to get a Wednesday night Peacock deal. And then they would go head up with AEW, and NXT's on Tuesday. They could Bogart and cover every single day of the week.
It would be wild, because I already know people that are planning on canceling their Peacock accounts because
really,
yes, because they're like, why? I don't watch reality TV, because like I think their biggest selling shows are like Love Island, which was like the most watched thing of all time, like 8 billion viewers or some shit like that.
Really?
But yeah, Love Island is insane. Like I don't think you guys even understand the lore of what Love Island. It's crazy. But that's their biggest show by far. But then they have like Traders. They do a lot of things with Housewives. It's a lot of big reality television based things. That's not really the alleyway of a wrestling fan. I watch a lot of that stuff, but I'm not your typical wrestling fan who needs Peacock for only one thing and not the other. So yeah, I know wrestling fans that are like, I'm canceling Peacock because I don't need it anymore. So for them to up it is smart on their part because they're going to have to make the money if they're losing out on some stuff. But if this thing happens with TNA, and it's a big if, and you need Peacock for it, the collab between WWE and TNA is that much more valuable, because if people are going to need to keep Peacock around because they're WWE fans and now they're TNA fans, Peacock, it's kind of a win-win at the end of the day for them. So it's a lot. It gives me a headache to think about the different streaming. I miss the days where everything was on cable. You just turned it on. And if it's like, give me the WWE Network days. We were so spoiled. I'm like, I miss it so much.
Can you imagine? It was $10 a month back in the day. $10 a month, went to 200 million, went to 500 million, went all this kind of stuff. By the way, I got to address a couple of super stickers, because this is why you don't run your mouth on the show, Gabby. Coach, you can be honest with us. Are you looking at girls on IG? No. Your sins can be forgiven, young man. Gabby undefeated on the poll. Dirty Jers select you. See, that's why you don't joke around, because they think you're serious.
I didn't say that you were looking at girls naked.
No, that's what you did.
They were sending you naked things because they're thirsty.
But that I was still looking at the thing. All right. Gio, yours says, you want to know why Raw's ratings are getting a boost? Because people like me, Tommy, and Gabby are not on. Me, Tommy, and Gabby equals ratings. All right. That made no sense, but thank you for the super sticker. Besides music, food, and alcohol, how do you think Vince entertained himself for his 80th birthday at the club? Any ribs, any knocks, any cheap pops? I don't know how 80 isn't what it used to be. You know what I mean? When I think of 80, I think of in the rocking chair, waiting to be done. And now you got people working at 80. Hell, Lee Corso is still going to be on College Game Day for one more show. He just turned 90. We might be doing the last word until we're 90. Tommy, that would make you like 120. So that's gonna be an issue. That's gonna be an issue.
60 years.
Boo!
I was waiting for that.
So mean.
All right, so as we continue to break down the world of wrestling, I didn't want to just do Raw tonight because I felt like Raw was, well, in a word, boring. However, you're giving away Roman Reigns and Braun Breaker at Clash. I thought we were going to build Braun Breaker up. I thought this was going to be they meet at Wrestle.
Bronson Reed.
Hold on one second. Dirt Sheet. Did Dirt Sheet mess me up? Let me go back. Dirt Sheet, show your face.
Oh, here we go.
Show your face. Let me see. Nope. He's right. He was correct. He said Bronson. All right. Sure. I apologize. Bronson. Okay, that makes a lot more sense now.
Oh, Dirt Sheet. 5 minutes later.
Dirt Sheet, you got me, big boy. You got me.
Oh, he's silent.
Oh, he's muted.
Wait a second.
You're welcome. And Peacock is going to $16.99 with ads.
Without
ads. $16.99 with ads?
Without ads.
Without ads. But $14.99 with it. Yeah. Or is it? So I know, or no, $10.99 with ads.
Yeah.
I know, because I went to hit something on Peacock the other day. I was watching Real Housewives of Orange County, and it came up.
Are you serious?
I'm the king. I've actually started.
Why have we never made a show about this? I could talk about that.
I almost wanted to start a podcast just recapping Real Housewives. I watch all of them. You do realize that if you watch Coaching Company, you really knew the show, which you think you would. Tommy, does she know who Chris Bassett is?
Yeah, he's married to my favorite Potomac housewife. I've talked to you about this before. Candace is my favorite. She needs to come back because it's boring as hell without her, to be quite honest.
Yeah, he might be on our team. He's taking a little hiatus, but he's on our team.
If it was her, I'd be more impressed. He's just married to someone really impressive. Just saying. But anyway, what other?
Anyway.
Wait, we need to talk about
Love
Housewives.
Real Housewives.
Yeah.
There's a new one called McPhee Dynasty. It's a cattle ranch
I don't do that.
You don't like that one? See, Love Island, my daughter swears by it. She's 17. And the reason I don't like Love Island because they put on the girlfriend as the host of Tom Sandoval from Vanderpump Rules. And am I wrong or am I right?
Ex-girlfriend that he cheated on her best friend with, you mean?
Correct. But everybody on that show cheated on everybody. If anybody in the chat knows, they know.
It was way worse.
It wasn't worse. By the way, did you know that Tom Sandoval's band was the last act on America's Got Talent last week?
Yeah.
They didn't make it through. They got bounced last night.
They're not good. I know people that have seen it live that say it's a joke. They go to laugh at him because he cheated on his girlfriend of 10 years or something.
Tommy, here's what happened.
Let me finish.
So they have this whole show called Vanderpump Rules. They have these 3 restaurants in LA. Okay. And one had to shut down. The other 2 are so busy, you got to get like 2 or 3 months in advance just to get a table. So they wait tables there. So they have like this group of 10 or 15 people. They've all cheated on each other. Let's just be honest. They've all cheated on each other. In fact, Tom said, have they not, Gabby?
Sure. Ariana cheated on no one. So the fact that it happened to her with her best friend, meanwhile, in her house, in the hot tub while she was sleeping after her dog died, after her grandma died, the lies, the sickness on the show.
Small details.
On the show, the girl Rachel that he cheated on her with was her best friend. And she literally had a conversation with Ariana about it. Like, do you still love Tom? Like, blah, blah, blah. Like, or you think you're going to break up? Do you still want to be with him? While she's banging him behind her back, hoping she's going to say no. And then Tom Sandoval came out and said, I tried to break up with her so many times, but she's mentally ill.
Tommy, this is all true. Tommy, this is all true.
She kept telling me she's going to kill herself.
Are you saying tap out, Tommy?
So I stayed with her out of
Look at Raphael saying in the chat.
What do you say? Raphael. I can't read it. Is our numbers guy in the chat?
Yeah,
he looks like he looks lost with this garbage talk. It's not garbage talk, Raphael. Take some bets on it, and everyone's siding with me. Okay? Thank you, Raphael. We'll call you next week if we need you. Okay?
Coach, you watch King's Court?
So King's Court has it's 3 black guys that are trying to find a wife. One of them, Thaddeus. It's a horrible show. I watched the first 3 weeks. I couldn't take it.
It's terrible.
Thaddeus has this one promo where he's like has this tear coming down.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
Have you seen that? And he's like, I can only pick one. I can only pick, and like the tears coming down his face. And I almost wanted them to like cut to when he slid underneath the ring when he was running down the ramp, which is still the greatest of all time.
That's what I thought about.
That was Royal Rumble.
Really?
Or something.
You got that's the biggest wrestling guffaw of all time. Was then he went underneath the. I mean, oh my god, I can't even imagine. Guy though,
he does so much for like charities and stuff. Isn't he like big on like?
Oh yeah, he's big. Yeah, that's why it's him, Carlos Boozer, and then that male model. But Thaddeus is concerned. Yeah, Tyson Beckford. I mean,
he's a dog.
Let's be honest. He's a dog. I mean,
that's how you would be.
Well, I'm kind of the only one that understands him. One male model to another. So.
You also, but if you were on TV, like a network like Bravo, you would know exactly how to play it. Like there's just ways to do it. Like if I got cast for a reality show, which I was, if you want to know this about me, I was like very close to being cast for a reality show.
Which one?
Jersey Shore?
So, no. And it's not even funny because it was very close to being the Jersey Shore. He's being serious.
Yeah, I'm being serious.
No, I think it's funny, but go ahead.
When I was like, I want to say like 24 years old, I got approached because they were putting out a brand new show.
Oh my
I don't even know if I would get in trouble for this, but it never happened, so I don't really care. But it was going to be like a mix of Jersey Shore meets like Real World because neither one was still on the air. And I was like, that's exactly what I want. Because if I ever did reality TV, it would never be a dating show. It would have to be just something about me living. Like I could never have my father watch me like making out with dudes on TV. I could never do it. So they flew me to LA and like, it was I got into the last rounds of the show and like that you can't talk to anybody. You can't have your phone on you. You're in a hotel for like 3 days. It was like wild. And then they never ended up putting the show together, but I still get calls about stuff all the time. Like, are you interested in this? Do you know someone for this?
Well, right
Maybe
now,
God,
that would be amazing. That'd be amazing. So, of course, they'll say, and from Gaby AF, Gaby LaSpisa.
I don't think they would. I think they would just say this crazy bitch from Jersey. That's how they would word me at the bottom. She's nuts. She'll make
maybe
good
that's
know
how I
they make
should
me the villain.
I should introduce you as that.
Do you watch the Traders?
You walk around as the vote. Traders, I never really understood either. I watched it, and then like 3 or 4 in, I just don't like it.
So
I just don't like it.
The only show I watch is Big Brother.
Okay.
Whoa. Okay, now we're taking a left turn.
Why?
I'm in a Big Brother pool. When I was at ESPN, we had so many fans of Big Brother that we put in $50. And since my kids were 4 and 5 years old, they're now 15 and 17. So we've been doing this for well over a decade. My daughter is in. She has her own team. You get 2 people. Whoever wins the cash. We've been doing it for like 12 years. Everybody worked at ESPN. Now 1 person out of the 8 or 9 works at ESPN. 1. We've all left. Big Brother's the greatest reality show on television.
I never watched that one.
Oh,
you would be amazing on Big Brother.
I know. That's what everybody tells me. Big Brother.
Yeah.
But Traders is now casting regular people and not celebrities or like reality stars. They're doing it like, and you know how many people sent me and were like, you need to apply to this right now. I would be so good at Traders. Do you know what Traders is, Tommy? Like so what they do is they throw a whole bunch of people in a house and you have to figure out who the traders are. The traders get picked at random, and it's like 3 people in the house are traders. And each week they need to nobody knows who they are. They know who each other are. And every single week there's a vote, and the faithfuls have to vote out someone who they think is the traitor. But the more people they get rid of that aren't traitors, the less of a chance they have to win, and the stronger the traitors are. Because if the traitors end up in the end by themselves, they get all the money. But if the faithfuls end up all together, then they split the money. So you try to get rid of the traitors, but you have to play the game very well.
Big Brother. That's how Big Brother is, right?
Yeah, it's
kind of like Big Brother. Yeah. You just described Big Brother on NBC.
I'd be good at Big Brother.
You would. She'd be in a showmance, and she'd be over like just all cuddling with it because they have no TV,
There's no good-looking
cell
people,
phone.
though. I've seen the people that are on it. They're like,
all right. We have people that actually watch this show for us to talk about wrestling.
Sorry.
Why would you want us to talk about wrestling? I'd rather not talk about wrestling because today's show wasn't very good. Gio, your guy, is trying to say we have winners every week for who does the most super stickers. He says, Coach, I'll admit it, you got me with that comment. Jokes aside, if you guys were placed in Triple H's position, what's the first decision you would make? Love this question.
Good question.
So, Gabby, if you were in charge of creative, what would be the first thing that you would do?
Honestly, after Heatwave last night, I don't know if you watched NXT Heatwave, I would put any title on Chelsea Green and have her on every single fucking show. And I'm not just saying that. She's the most over, one of the most, if not the most over wrestler I've ever seen. Her and Ethan Page were Team Canada in Massachusetts, had a match against 2 Olympic medalists representing USA, and they were getting cheered, and the USA medalists were getting booed because that is how fucking over Chelsea Green is. And she could do everything. She's all over the place. I just know her schedule going from Dublin to Boston for Heatwave, probably back out to Europe, whatever she's doing, posts on social media every single day, plays up everything she's doing, is with the kids. She does the TV shows. She's the best at meet and greet. She talks to the fans. The fact that girl's not on everything and isn't have a title around her belt to represent the company the way that she should be is insane to me. And that's the first thing I would do if I had any control.
I am trying to figure out what she has done because every other talent that got demoted to NXT would have bitched, moaned, complained, and would just sit around and done. Not only has she not done that, she's made herself better.
Yeah.
She's made herself bigger. She's made NXT bigger by showing up. I don't know what WWE is looking at when it comes to Karrion Kross, when it comes to Chelsea Green, but they're getting rid of these over stars, I guess, for the simple fact that they did not make them, that Chelsea made herself with social media and all of that. Tommy, what would be the first decision if you were sitting in Trips' chair right now?
Okay, I got to think outside the box. I want to build stars. I want to build young stars. I would break up the Street Profits, and I would build around Montez Ford because he could be a big-time superstar. I would have Cody Rhodes lose the title to Drew big time because it's Drew's time. It's Drew McIntyre's time. Let him run with the ball. I love Cody, but I'm tired of seeing him being champ. Let's change the box a little bit here and make him a champ and jump on some of these singles. I don't care about Nikki Bella against Becky Lynch. And I agree with Gabby. Give me Chelsea Green all day, every day. I want to see her become the next women's champ after Naomi gave up the title. I definitely want to build up Montez Ford big time. I think he has tremendous potential, coach, and he's just sitting in this tag team getting buried big time.
Well, they were supposed to break up. I don't know if you guys know that. And because the Wyatt Six dropped the ball, they made the decision not to break up the Street Profits. And I have that on good authority. And because the Wyatt Six was supposed to be the team, and they couldn't figure out how to not even take a picture of Whataburger. So they couldn't do that. Now, I will say this. I like your outside the box thinking. I like your Chelsea Green idea. I think right now, when it comes to Drew McIntyre, I don't know why they continue to drop the ball with him. It's almost as if they're sitting in a room and they're like, okay, these guys, we can control them. They are who we think they are. We made them, so we're going to go with them. Cody is because Cody's the ultimate company guy. Drew McIntyre does what very few others do. He uses his social media, just like Logan, just like Chelsea. Why do you think, Gabby, they hold it against certain superstars that utilize, like Karrion Kross did? He got over because he used social media, great editing, hired clearly a crew to edit his stuff. And then when he gets over, they release him or they don't renew him or we offered him a contract. Why is it so bad for guys to get over and girls to get over on their own?
I wonder if it has to do with like, that's not what we wanted. We wanted to have it our way or the highway kind of thing, which I don't understand that mentality, because if you're a team and you're for the same company and you're doing those things, why does it matter if you got them over or they did it themselves? I think they're scared to reward people doing that, because then everyone, if they were smart enough, would start doing that. And then why are they needed for creative anymore when now the talent's making the better decisions for their career than the creative is? Like, don't you think it makes them look bad? Like, if you were the boss and this talent's getting this over and you couldn't do it in 6 months, aren't they like, how come they did it in a week and you're supposed to be doing it this 6 months and you didn't do it?
No question.
Doesn't it make them look bad a little bit?
Yeah, but that happened in WWE already. And whenever talent starts to get themselves over, I agree with you. And to me, you work together. Because when I watch AEW and the inmates have ran that asylum for the better part of the last 4 or 5 years. We know that. That's how it started, bringing in Jericho and Young Bucks and all these kind of people. But then you had people start to use social media like The Rock. And it's something that doesn't cost anything. It takes a little bit of effort. And Vince was the same way when it came to NXT talent. Remember, Tommy? Yes. He wouldn't bring anybody up because it was Triple H's baby. It wasn't his baby. You could have been The Rock in NXT. He'd have been like, nope, not going to do it, because of Triple H coming in and wanting to be him. So it's a petty thing. And if I was running it, the first thing I would do is open up my mind and say, listen, we all got to get on the same page. Hey, TKO, come in here. Hey, you executives, come sit in this room and we explain why we do these sorts of things. And then start to use the people that get over. Start to push the young stars. Because, guys, there's a lot of stars that are 38, 39, and over. And we act, Gabby, like it's normal to have a 44-year-old star like CM Punk, who's 46, carry the strap. It's not. This is still a young man's game, a young woman's game. We got to stop with the 50, 60-year-old dude or woman and say, listen, let's start building some young guys like Breaker, Bronson, and all these guys. That's what I would do, Gabby.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, how much time do they have relying on these big names without making big names of the next generation coming up? Because time ticks by. It takes one match. It takes one moment to take somebody out. And then what are you going to do? We've seen it already a little bit in the women's division. No Bianca, Liv's out. Now Naomi's out. So, what are you going to do? You're just going to rely on Rhea Ripley every single time? You know what I'm saying? You can't just be showing up everywhere and people, they're not buying what you're selling when you and then when you just throw someone in the ring for a title match, you're like, why is this girl here? I don't even know anything about her. She could be great, but if I have no emotional investment, investment. I don't care that she puts on a great match because I expect to see great matches. It's the WWE. Everyone's going to put a good match on out there. But why do I care about this person? That's what's going to make me buy the ticket or not.
And that's why if I'm part of this creative team, Tommy, I'm really worried for my job because they've got to get away from, and these aren't advertised, but we know how it works. They never bring in a 35-year-old writer who's established in some other genre. It's got to be a young kid because we got to teach them the wrestling business.
Yep.
And then when I went back in 17, before I went back for like officially, this little writer comes up and he hands me a script. He goes, here it is. I go, okay. So I walked over, I had a pen, and I started. He goes, whoa, what are you doing? I said, I'm putting it in my voice.
Yep.
You don't know the coach. He goes, no, we don't do that here now. I said, you don't do what here now? He goes, we don't change any of the words. You need to do it just like that. I said, we can do this the easy way or the hard way. I said, by the way, how old are you? He goes, I'm 23. I said, sorry, son. And I said, you need to step away. And of course, I did it, coachified it, and absolutely nailed it. Because these young kids that don't know the business, you're not going to learn it in 3 months, and that's their tryout period. So now, if I'm AEW, and I've also got it on good authority that this is going to happen, that in the next couple of months, there's going to be some creative people going over to AEW. But Tommy, Tony Khan has got to be willing to get out of the way, because what I saw at Forbidden Door over the weekend, if I have to listen to Mercedes Moné one more time talk to me about how great the women's division is and the best in the world wrestle here, that's what I want. I want the best luck. And I'm like, does she hear herself? And all 10 belts? Who do you think travels the belts, by the way? Does she have to travel those in her suitcase, or does somebody take those 10 belts around the world with her?
Yeah.
It's embarrassing, Tommy.
Yeah.
What are we doing? And Tony Khan sits there and he looks at her like, she's the best. Like, this is my rock star. This is the one that I give the, what does she claim? She gets the PJ, the private jet keys whenever she wants them.
Yeah.
Do you really think that's true, Tommy? And when you watch Tony Khan look at her, I'm like, she's the luckiest person in the world. I'm actually jealous of Mercedes Moné. I'll be honest with you.
Yep.
I really am. She can do whatever she wants.
Yeah. I watched that show, Coach, and the things they have Moxley doing, he took the fork in Darby Lynn's ear. I mean, are you kidding me? And then you end the show. Will Ospreay's going to be out for a year. He's having surgery. He's going to be out for a year. And you beat him down in his hometown. Instead of leaving on a high note, they win, they go over. Everybody's going nuts. They're all singing his song and everything. And all of a sudden, they with the beat down, with the thing, and it's always got to end negatively. I don't get why that happens. It doesn't make sense at all for them to do that.
I hated it. I absolutely hated it. Somebody said in social media, said, Coach, they got to have a reason that when he comes back, that he'll have somebody to go for. By the time he comes back, nobody's going to remember how he left.
No.
And, oh, my God, it would have been such a good feeling having that be the ending to the Forbidden Door. And sometimes you just got to give the fans what they want, Gabby, and not do that nastiness. And, oh, by the way, every time they go nasty, whether it's the fork in the ear to Darby Allin or it goes so far. And to me, it's way too far. And John Moxley, I'm done. I'm done with the almost killing people and having some 8-year-old kid, little Johnny, is going to have his brother, who's 6, pull off one of these little stunts. And they're going to say, yep, I saw it on Wednesday night. Gabby, this nonsense has to stop whenever they pull this stuff out for AEW.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of the gore. It's just not my thing, but I know there are some people that love it. And like, they're almost to the point where the controversy around the gore is like almost what it's there for now as well. And I feel like you think Moxley, you kind of think blood, and he just kind of, goes with it in that sense. But I don't want to shit all over that show, because I did think that there were some good things, and I did think that there were some good moments for sure. They have some really talented people that were shown, and they have a lot of people on the roster not being used that are also insanely talented that I wish I could see more of. So, it's going to be an interesting, especially with the Ospreay being out. I think Kenny Omega is going to be out now. Like, that Wardlow just came back, who Wardlow was almost as over as like Goldberg when he came back the last time, and completely missed that opportunity with him. So like, where I see it is, I'm like, I hope with these people being out, there's some doors opening now to put the strap on some younger talent, because why not? It's the same like WWE. Like Naomi's out now. Let's see who else can take the ball and run with it. So I'm looking forward to seeing how they navigate things through after Forbidden Door. But I didn't think it was a bad show. I enjoyed it mostly.
Look at
I didn't think it was
Ricochet,
bad,
Coach. Look at Ricochet. He was on the pre-show.
Right.
He's not even on the pay-per-view. The dude's got talent, man.
He's making over $1 million too, by the way.
I know, but man, you could do so
Tommy,
much.
he's got talent, but he's got talent, but he gets in fights with people on social media. He doesn't have a character. And this is if I'm a young cat, and maybe it's just because I'm so damn talented. I don't know what it is. But when I look at other talent, I say, listen, why aren't you doing more? There is such an opportunity. Gabby, you just talked about it. If I'm in AEW, if I walked in the door right now, even if I can't work at my age, I would still be on the main show every single time. Why? Because I can talk and I can make people care. And to me, why aren't they're working with their talent? Because clearly they're not. Or if you're the talent, you can't work at home in front of the mirror, which I do even after 25 years on national television. There's such an opportunity. But I don't know these people. And then on the women's side, Gabby, on these women's side, then you've got two people they push, Toni Storm and Mercedes Moné. And then I don't know anybody else because they don't push anybody else. But then you got Mercedes going, we got the best girls in the world. Then relinquish some of these titles. Give yourself some depth. Give her a little vulnerability. What if she started losing the belts in weird ways, but yet all of a sudden she has kind of a breakdown? That would be layers to a character, not just the same CEO boss where nothing bad happens to them. Because in real life, Gabby, bad things happen. It's not all just good stuff, right?
I also think she's someone, to me, especially in that company, she's like a Rhea Ripley. Like if she wasn't champion, I could still see her every week in a good match and be happy with it because of who she is. And where I say they're deep in talent with the roster that they have, like they are. You have Deonna Purrazzo sitting in the back, not on these shows. You know what I'm saying? Like all these women, Thunder Rosa, like all these women that were doing all these big names. Where's Britt Baker? You know what I'm talking about? Like you have characters. Like Jamie Hayter just popped out. Massive pop for her. It was UK, obviously. But it's like, my question is, we see them, they're hot for 2 weeks. And then what happens? You bring in another new person. They just had that girl who was just released from WWE, Alba, right? They had her show up, and her debut match, she lost to Megan Bayne. And everybody was like, already buried. And for me, I'm like, I don't see her as buried already, because Megan Bayne is someone that they're really trying to push, who I actually think is awesome. By the way, I don't know if you've seen her. Megan Bayne.
I've seen her. Yeah.
She to me is she's just like a hot, big, strong woman. Like I'm a big fan, but I get it. But people are so quick to be like buried out. She's done. And I think they almost listen too much to social media and they build things off that way. Whereas WWE doesn't listen possibly as much. I think AEW almost listens too much, where it's like, I understand the cycle it takes to make me care about somebody. I'm not going to care just because they got released from WWE. I still need to know about them.
Wrestling fans think, and this is why we start all these shows. This is why there's certain shows that people listen to and other shows that are just fans. When you're a fan, and this is not criticizing anybody, you can understand the business, but you can't understand physically what it takes to get to where you want to go. And when fans tell me, well, this is what I would do, X, Y, and Z, they have no clue. It is so difficult. But then if you have bosses like a Tony Khan or like a TKO that weren't in the business, it's even more difficult. And can you imagine how frustrating it must be to be in these locker rooms and be not used, Tommy, to be sitting there week after week? There's no house shows to work at. How do you keep your cardio up? And then you wonder why you have a crappy match when you come out and you haven't, like Bayley. She had 2 matches in 4 months, something like that. How do you stay sharp? How do you stay in shape? You don't. That's the answer. You don't. And you're going to start to see it. I really, really do.
Yep.
All right. We're going to wrap it up. Do not forget, we're back next week. I guess we'll do it again at the same time. We'll make an executive decision because Raw next week is live in the States at 2 o'clock Eastern time. So we'll be back again at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Thank you to Afterburn, our presenting sponsor today and for the entire month up to September 19th. Final takes as we head into the Clash in Paris. Let's go, Gabby, on final takes. What do you got today?
I'm excited for Clash of Empires. I actually think it's going to be a much better show going into it than like I expect it to be. That's my new thing about WWE. If I'm not excited, they give me a better show than I expect. So I think it's going to be really good. I'm excited for the Becky Nikki match. I have to say, I think this is the most I've liked Becky in a while, heat wise, promo wise, and what she's been doing. I'm very into it. I do think she retains, but I think this opens the door for a lot of other things to come into play in the women's division, and Nikki Bella only helps it out. But I'm still waiting I'm hoping Natty comes in and does something, and we see Natty and Natalia is gone, because if they were planting the seed with it last week, I would love it.
It has to.
Love it.
It has to. There's no reason to have Natty be in the middle of those 2 weeks. It made no sense. If we're going to the match with Becky and Natty at Clash, why did they have that match last week? If not to lay the groundwork for Natalia to go away and Natty with the blood sport and all the stiff. I just want to see her start to stiff people. That's what I want to see.
I can't wait.
Ring with her, you're going to stiff people.
Also, Coach, I said this to Tommy. He wasn't that excited about it. I think it's genius. But like Natty rhymes with daddy. So I feel like merch-wise, like Natty's home. Like just
I thought you were gonna say no. I'm not gonna be your tag team partner. I mean, you don't have to release out there what you call me all the time. All right, Tommy, it's like taking like 3 seconds to register.
Well,
all right, Tommy, your final take.
Well, it's been another week and we haven't heard anything about Brock Lesnar. So I hope at Clash he comes out, he buries Cena, and he buries Paul at the same time, and now we can start a program with Cena and Brock Lesnar leading to possibly Survivor Series or probably WrestlePalooza. We still haven't heard anything about Brock Lesnar. I hope he's in Paris. I hope he interferes in a match. And I want him to lay out Cena, and I want him to lay out Logan Paul. That would wake me up and say, holy shit, this guy ain't playing around.
Didn't they announce Brock and Cena for WrestlePalooza? Isn't that a thing?
I don't know.
Maybe I got taken by a parody account. It happens all the time. You know, these wrestling parody accounts. Oh my God, it drives me insane. I'll look at one and it's just a joke. It's just a joke.
Well, they were selling tickets and they never mentioned it.
Here he comes.
Dirt sheet. What do you got for me?
I know that Nick Aldis brought him up. I know the right thing right before everyone was too busy with Cena getting decked by Logan Paul, but that Nick Aldis did say, I got a message from Brock Lesnar. And then Logan Paul decked him. That was the end of SmackDown.
Oh, so we didn't get the message from Brock.
So there's your team.
That was a hanger. That was the hanger.
Yeah.
See, this is why we have you. There's
your tease, Coach.
Sheet. That's quite the tease that we're going to find out maybe this Friday before Clash is Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Sunday.
Just like Sunday. They already moved. Yep, Sunday. Just like they moved off. They already canceled Stephanie Vaquer's title match, and she'll get a new opponent next Monday.
They said that on Raw tonight.
So they're not doing any kind of a tournament. They're just going to give 2 people a match to become the women's world champion.
Really?
They said that Stephanie earned the right to be number 1 contender, so she's automatically in by winning that battle royal at Evolution.
You would
I'm
think.
supposed to remember a month ago.
Why, if she's number 1 contender, why wouldn't she just be in a match for the title? If anyone deserves to be in a match for the title, it's her.
But with who though?
But that's what I'm saying. She has to wait for the winner of that to go. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
It should be the 4 top women and have a fatal 4-way.
He said that he's nailing down the opponent and he'll announce it next week.
She's going to be champ. That's what's going to happen.
But wait a second. Nick Aldis said this?
No, Pierce said this tonight.
Oh, Pierce.
Yep, Pierce.
Okay.
There was a little backstage segment where he said it to her, and she said, okay. Because he said, you're not having a match on Clash, obviously, because Naomi's out.
I know, but Dan said Aldis.
He said, I'll find you an opponent.
Aldis SmackDown at the end of SmackDown on Friday, before Cena got decked by Logan.
He said the Brock thing.
The Brock thing on Friday.
Got it.
That's why we
Got it. Okay.
And my big take was the whole Bailey thing. That was a fun thing tonight.
What?
The Bailey, that Bailey vignette with the whole 3 faces.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
didn't. You know what? We didn't get a chance, but that's going to be one of our bonus questions for our premium members on the War Room. And if you're a premium member like Kimberly or Nonsense or JC1, I see a lot of you. We're going to do the War Room live right after this show, just for all of you. If you're not a premium member, then you get it on Friday, 2 weeks from now. See what happens?
See?
Tommy, I'm going to beat you down. I haven't beaten you down in a couple of weeks.
What's he
It's time I
doing?
came back.
I'm beating him down, Gabby. That's what I'm doing.
I love that for us.
Yeah, it takes 2 of you to beat me.
That's not true.
2
I
of
can
you
do
to
it
beat
in
me.
my sleep. We know this. I have to-
All right, I got to go do the War Room and beat Tommy down. Gabby, good job by you. We'll find a spot for you on Coaching Company. We'll find a spot for you, maybe on Wednesdays. She's going to throw all the guys off. She's got
Hump
you
day.
can't
Ooh, a little
you can't
hump
do
day
this.
treat.
You can't
Hump
do
day
this.
treat. I could be your hump day, the guy's hump day treat, don't you think? That's what we call it.
How many times have I told you?
Why can't you let me be me?
I'm not
This
saying
is
No,
it.
I can. It's not about you being you. It's about me still being able to be me.
Listen,
And if I called you a hump day treat, do you know how often I'd be quoted? Coach called his co-star a hump day. No. She
I called it
herself
myself.
a hump day.
Texas. He's this, he's that.
Oh my
Yeah.
God!
Oh
All right.
man, talk about afterburn. I'm just kidding.
On that note,
It's gonna be a great
Bye.
movie.
Say bye, Gabby.
I'll see you guys next week on The Last Word. We'll see you premium members on the War Room. Gabby, see you. Tommy, good job by Dirt Sheet tonight. Really smooth on the 1s and the 2s with the switcher. Good job, Dan. You might have another job in line for you. All right, I'm the coach. We'll see you guys next week. Same time, 8 o'clock Eastern time, right here on our BTT YouTube channel. I am the coach. We'll see you then. Take care.